Am I the asshole for taking my brother to live with me without the approval of my dad and his girlfriend? I'm a 21-year-old woman, and my brother is 19. Up until recently, we lived with our father, who's 56, and his girlfriend, who's 48. Here's some context: our parents divorced shortly after my brother was born. After that, my mom took us to another country. But when I was about to enter the 6th grade, my mom sent me and my brother back to live in our home country with our dad so we could study there. For a while, things were fine. Our dad would go on dates occasionally, and my brother and I supported him meeting new people. Then, he met a woman I'll call Sarah, who eventually moved in with us. She seemed nice enough, and we had a cordial relationship. But things changed after I left for college. My brother and dad would call me about once a month to check in, but one day during one of those calls, I heard screaming and things breaking in the background. My dad wasn't in the frame, just my brother. When I asked him what was happening, Sarah suddenly burst into his room and grabbed his phone. I was freaked out and made plans to visit as soon as I could. When I called my dad to let him know I was coming to surprise them and spend the weekend, he immediately said, "I think you should go back." I was shocked and asked why. He just said, "We're fine," and hung up. That scared me even more. When I arrived at their house, Sarah answered the door. I told her I wanted to see my brother and dad, but she said, "They're fine. You should come back another time." I made up an excuse, saying I'd forgotten something, and pushed past her. Inside, I saw my dad reading in the living room. When I asked where my brother was, he told me to leave immediately, and Sarah joined in, insisting I go. Ignoring them, I went upstairs and knocked on my brother's door. When I opened it, my brother dashed out and hugged me. His room was almost empty, just a bed and a small bedside table. It was nothing like it had been when we lived together. When I asked where his belongings were, Sarah said she had thrown them out to, quote, "purify his soul so he wouldn't become corrupted like his sister," unquote. I was appalled. I looked at my dad, hoping he'd object, but he agreed with her. Then, when my dad tried to pull my brother away from me, I left the house with him. Now, my brother lives with me and my roommate. He says he's much happier here and has started applying to colleges nearby so he can stay in the area. I'm planning to tell our mom what happened when she visits me this Friday. Still, a part of me wonders if I did the wrong thing. My dad keeps texting and calling, accusing me of, quote, breaking the family, unquote, and, quote, hurting my brother, unquote. Did I overreact? Should I talk to my dad and Sarah?